Hello and welcome to or back to my channel. Today is going to be a knitting podcast of all of my April to May makes and my works in progress and everything. And I apologize if it's really dark. It is a very cloudy, rainy day today. And yeah, but I want to stick to a schedule of releasing these, so I have to film this today. And I apologize if my voice is kind of scratchy. I have kind of a sore throat, so we are just gonna push through. Normally I would be wearing one of my newly created finished projects, but because it is so cold today, I am wearing an old sweater that I made. It's one of my favorites, so yeah, without further ado, let's get into some of my finished items. I don't really have too many because I have switched to more like fingering weight, lighter weight garments. So we'll start with a heavy one first. I finished the t-shirt that I was talking about in my last podcast episode. And this is, just a cropped cotton striped t-shirt. Yeah, what to say about this one? This was a good project. I enjoyed it. I will say that this cotton is super heavy, and so yeah, it's great. I still need to block it, and I think it will kind of even out with the weight a little more once that is blocked, but it's really heavy, but it's also like a very summery item, so I don't know. I haven't worn this out yet, but I will. But the weather's been just really weird. So anyway, I think it's really pretty though. Some interesting things about this are, let's see. I did a rolled stockinette neckline, and then I just did raw cast off for everything else. And I did do some body decreases. I kind of wish I did more, honestly. If you can kind of tell, I just did a few on the side starting about here. So I kind of wish I had done more though, because it's very boxy. And I basically played yarn chicken with this project, so I don't know. If I were to make it again, it's tough. Like, I think I would make it a little bit less boxy so I could have the same amount of yarn but get a little bit more length, because it is fairly cropped, which is a little tough. It works with like really high-waisted stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I just have had a hard time, funnily enough, styling it so far, so yeah. The other thing is that I didn't have any like shorty needles for the sleeves, so I moved up to a size 8. This is knit on a size 7, and then I moved up to a size 8 because that's what I had, and the fabric is like so much lighter and drapier and like even softer, and then this feels really dense. The body feels really dense comparatively, and that kind of bugs me a little bit, and it's dumb because I totally swatched this whole project, and I swatched it in using like size 8 needles first, but I didn't like working with my wooden needles, the size 8 ones, so I did a size 7 for the rest of the body, but then when I moved to size 8, my shorties are metal, and size 8 just feels so much like thinner and drapier, and it just creates a nicer fabric, so yeah, a little bit of a shame about that. But yeah, I did have to frog the sleeves as well because I needed to decrease at a much faster rate than I had, and because the shape of the sleeves was really bad when I first did it, so I totally frogged those and redid them, and it ended up working out. But yeah, I basically ran out of all of my yarns, so I guess it was a good project for 4 skeins of cotton. But yeah, and I will include a video of like trying it on and stuff, because I don't want to get changed out of my warm sweater. So anyway, oh, I left my water over there. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, amazing. That actually felt so good. I wish every sneeze felt like that. Okay, my next project that I finished is another t-shirt. I went ham for summer and spring projects because I'm just really excited about them. So, and it's kind of fun because you get to work on like really small needles, which I love. And that's why I only have one other finished item because, yeah, I knit this t-shirt on size 3 needles, 3.5, I can't even remember. But yeah, this is one of my new favorite t-shirts of like all time. This is so nice. It's knit on Drops, the I Love You 7 yarn, which I have some right here. I was gonna show it a little bit later, but this is the skein of yarn, the I Love You 7, and I knit this on 3.5 millimeters, so size 4 yarn, and I use the color 16. It's like they're very red, and then I used their color 35 with it, which is kind of like this really pretty oat color, kind of a beige, and together it created just like the most perfect summer sweater or summer t-shirt. And yeah, I really love this red. It is like my perfect red, so it turned out so well. This is a project of many firsts. This is my first like set in sleeve construction that I've ever done. I tried it out and I like it. I think I did my German short rows wrong for the sleeves. If you can tell, like, I didn't even look this up. I don't know why I didn't like look up how to do it or what, because I think I did the opposite of what you're supposed to do. So I cast on the sleeves and then did short rows, like going back and forth, shortening going up, which creates kind of like a, like if you can see that line, I think what you're supposed to do is go from the top and then go down with, which makes way more sense. Like, I don't know, after I did it, I was like just sitting there thinking and like that makes more sense, but whatever. It turned out really nicely, and yeah, I'll include a video or a picture or whatever of me trying it on. I found this colorwork chart on Pinterest, as I find all my colorwork charts basically, and it's just so summery and fun, and I can't stop like holding it up. But yeah, I did. This isn't blocked either. I kind of was waiting to block these until I film this. Probably block them this week or so. But yeah, rolled stockinette hem, and then I actually just didn't even do anything for the neckline. It's kind of rolls on its own. I made it super small because the I forgot that when you're doing like a set-in sleeve, I was like, normally my ratio of like where I start the neckline is about 1/3 for any sweater, but that's usually if I'm doing like a drop shoulder. But a set-in sleeve, like naturally this part is going to be much smaller, so when I did thirds, it should have, that was not a very good ratio. It's great for like creating a really tight neckline for this, and it's so stretchy that like I didn't want to add anything to it because I was afraid it was going to lose its stretch, and I didn't want to like mess up how I could get this on and off. So yeah, I should have probably started, if I wanted to add like a rolled neckline or something, I probably should have only gone to like here instead of there, which it's fine, but yeah. And I just love how this fabric like drapes and looks, and I do find that with cotton it's pretty easy to row out on, but this doesn't actually look too bad, and I've worn it, so yeah, but I think with blocking it will just like relax and get even better. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. So those are my only 2 finished items, and I have 1 work in progress. As with all of my podcasts, I feel like I always film right when I'm on the verge of ending a new project. So here is my summer illusion skirt that I have been working on diligently. It's kind of, so I have my illusion sweater that I made and I love wearing it, but I have a lot of extra of that yarn. So I was thinking that I was going to make a set, a matching set, and I was just trying to figure out the pattern because I need to use both yarns for it. Here are the colors that I'm working with. We'll see if that focuses. There are the colors. So I saw somewhere on, you know, Instagram, as one does, maybe it was TikTok, I don't know, but I saw a like a 1 by 1 stripe essentially, so like you switch every round, and I thought a skirt would be perfect for trying that out. And it's fun because it still fits the illusion theme, because here it's just 1 color, but if you go up close you can see it's a really pretty striped skirt. So the idea is that I'll make a matching tank top when I get the chance, and I do have an elastic band in here. I just noticed that it has started to flip, which I hate, so I might need to sew that in place. But so I've been working on this. I've been increasing slowly. Maybe not enough. I don't really know what shape I was going for, but I kind of just wanted it to go out a little bit, because I don't want it to be a super tight mini skirt. But yeah, it's just going to be a mini skirt, and then I have been trying to think up how I'm going to do the matching tank top, because doing a one stripe pattern, or 1 row stripe pattern, is like really undesirable when you're not working in the round. So I have been kind of trying to plan how to do that, and what I'm thinking right now is that I will do in the round, and then at here I will do like a double knitted stripe or something, or not, sorry, a double knitted strap, that's the word, and I'll do that for, but it will be like a fairly square neckline just to minimize how much cutting and whatnot I'm doing, because weaving in ends for every single row, again, sounds horrible. So, but yeah, I'm excited for this. I think it's fun that it just looks kind of like a berry color back here, and then once you get up close it's striped. So yeah, I am super close to finishing, I think. I think I'm getting to a good length, and then I will be full. I'm also can't decide if I'm going to do a folded hem or if I'm going to do more of a I-cord edge. But yeah, that is to be determined still. Yeah, lots to think about with this one, but it's been fun. It's been kind of tedious, and I feel like I've kind of slowed down on my knitting a little bit just because the weather's been nice and I have been outside gardening. I've been reading lots of books, and so I've just kind of been spending lots of other time in all of my other hobbies besides just knitting. But yeah, I think finishing this project will help me get back into things a little more. Yeah, and also there's also just kind of I don't want to be super, like, I don't want to pump out a project every 2 weeks, you know? Or every week. I think my striped t-shirt took me like a week to make, and so that's just not sustainable to have all these summer projects, because I typically end up working on summer projects all the way up until about September. So if I, for like the next 4 months, am doing 4 projects a month, that's a lot of clothes that I probably don't need. So yeah, I'm just trying to be conscious of that. Now we can talk about acquisitions. So last time on my last podcast, I talked about how I had yarn coming in the mail, and I created this t-shirt out of said yarn. But I actually bought a few more things, and so I have this bag, and it will provide so many great projects for me. Let me just dump it out. I just wanted to get $30 worth of yarn, and so I just got all the colors, and I kind of have a lot of freedom to decide what projects I want to do with them, because I got like all coordinating colors. So I have 2 skeins of this like chocolatey coffee color, which is showing up as more brown, like more warm toned on camera, when in reality I would say it is not this brown. It's a little more tan. Maybe if I put it next to this, I don't know. And then I have 2 3/4 maybe of this oatmeal color still, and I have 2 of the t-shirt, 2 of the t-shirt colors. So the idea was that I was going to make a matching set. I might do a skirt out of these, which would be really fun, or just do something completely different, because again, these colors look really nice together. And then I got like this fire red, which might be really hard to tell, but it is just slightly orangier than this red. This is like a tomato red, and this is like a fire engine truck red. I don't know. But so I have that, and then I got like a pink coral color, and then again with like barely there differences, there is this like, I have one kind of sky blue, which I would say on camera it's looking a little more cool toned almost. I don't know, maybe it's a pretty good match. And then I have like this like dustier blue, which is really pretty, and it's showing up as darker. So these do show up as more different. And then, so yeah, that's it. I have 2 of these. I would like to, one of the ideas I've been floating around is like a vest with these 2, and then this fire truck red coming in and doing some sort of like intarsia on the side. Some other plans some ideas that I've toyed around with are like a combo of something like this, or this one would be really nice as some sort of t-shirt or shorts or skirt or something. I think that would be really pretty. So yeah, I don't know. It's so tough because I just bought all color coordinating things, and this would be really nice. So yeah, I feel like I can't really go wrong, which is super, super handy. And is a piece of advice I would give to anybody who's buying yarn who just wants to kind of build up their stash. I bought this specifically because of a fear of tariffs. We're in a very messed up time right now, and so I was scared about tariffs. So I got drops before I couldn't, or before it got crazy. So, I don't know. Maybe it's not crazy right now. I just wanted to slide in before, you know, just before things went down. So, then my next purchase, I have one more acquisition. It's a sweater quantity of yarn that I found on eBay. And I was really excited about this. Again, because of the tariffs, I was like, I'm not gonna ship my yarn from Europe right now. Like, even though I don't buy like crazy and Europe doesn't have like crazy tariffs, I just wasn't really willing to like risk tariffs, and I wasn't willing to kind of, you know, you don't know ahead of time what you're going to be paying for duties. So I went to eBay so I could buy in the US, and I managed to find this gorgeous sweater quantity of yarn. It's a gray tweed, a discontinued yarn. Let's see. But if you can see all the tweed there, it is from Stallwool, their Limbo line, their Limbo tweed. It is a DK weight yarn. It is discontinued. I believe the company has since merged with like another one, so I did make sure that I could get a sweater out of this. I have 10 of these skeins, and they, come on, they're just so pretty. I don't know if you can see all the little rainbow tweedy bits in there. And I love a gray sweater. I love a good gray. This is like a lighter gray with the rainbow, so I was very happy about that. This is virgin wool, with 96% virgin wool with the tweed viscose. So yeah, it is like the softest wool I've ever felt. This feels like what a soft acrylic typically feels like. So I'm like super happy about that. This sweater is like Drops Lima, so it's alpaca wool. I think it's like 65% wool, 35% alpaca, I want to say. And I typically wear a long sleeve with this. I would say that I have fairly sensitive skin, or at least sometimes it's sensitive. It just kind of depends on how long I can go without getting overstimulated by just feeling fibers on me. So this was a gamble, I will say. But it's super soft and I'm very happy with it. Yeah, because I have been trying to make an effort this year to buy more like all natural fibers and stuff. I have typically been an acrylic person, lover, but I'm hopping on the natural fibers train. I've always used cotton, but yeah, I am moving more towards like wool and stuff for my winter sweaters. So I'm really excited about this. I have so many ideas. I have thought about just doing like a basic raglan. Each skein is 125 meters for 50 grams and it's a DK weight, and I know that for this sweater, I think I used 9 skeins, I want to say. So I have 10 of this, and this is 109 meters per 50 grams. So I feel like I'm in a good, safe space to, I might be playing Yarn Chicken, but I think I'll be fine. I would like to, yeah. Anyway, ideas. I've thought about doing like a raglan sweater. That would just be super pretty, kind of just let the tweed shine on its own. I've thought that doing like a raglan with either a textured or like a cabled increase section here would be really cool. I've also thought maybe a cardigan. I just love a cardigan. This fall winter I want to make another collared Henley, and so this would be a good candidate for it. Yeah, there's just like so many fun things to do, so I am really excited to get to working with that later. I'm gonna save that for later this year when I don't know, it's like a little treat, and I just love looking at it and pulling it out and just seeing all the blues and the yellows and reds, and yeah, it's gonna be such a nice sweater, and it's super wash, so that will be an adventure. But yeah, I think that is it for everything that I've got. I did put buttons on that pink short sleeve cardigan, and I've worn it a couple times. I really love it, and so I'm itching to like make a raglan again. So yeah, maybe with some of this yarn I'll make like a raglan t-shirt or another short sleeve cardigan. I steered away from raglan for so long just because the math was stressing me out, but I've kind of figured it out and it's fine. It's not a problem. Just kind of one of those things where it's like knitting can be really intimidating, but once you do it, then you're fine. That is all I have for today. Thank you for sticking through and watching this to the end. I need to go make some tea and lay down and grab my knitting and a show and just relax and try to get better from this cold. Sorry if I look like death, because I kind of feel like death. But yeah, anyway, knitting cures everything. So I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know what you're making down below, or if you have any questions about what I'm using, because I probably forgot some information about one of my projects that would be pertinent. And anyway, I will see you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye!